你要是在语言学习这个圈子里边混的时间足够长的话，你一定听过 Immersion Learning 沉浸式学习方法。谁都知道这个学习方法非常好，对于你的中文学习能够起到一个非常大的帮助。但你真的知道怎么沉浸在中文的环境里边来提高你的中文水平吗？各位好，我是何威，我是一名英国的医学生，也是一个中文学习爱好者。在本期视频里边，我想跟大家分享一下3个技巧，来让你快速学会怎么高效沉浸在中文的环境里边。看完这一期视频并开始使用这些学习方法和技巧之后呢，我相信你的中文水平一定会更上一层楼。好，那我们话不多说，就开始吧。Firstly, if you're feeling adventurous, you can try and find some local immersion events in your area. These can be quite difficult to find and sometimes quite pricey, but I can guarantee they'll definitely boost your spoken Mandarin skills very quickly. The biggest one I'm aware of in Europe is Mandarin retreats. Now, they offer 5-day summer camps annually, which involve 5 days of complete Chinese immersion. The last summer camp was held in the Welsh countryside last year, and it had learners from over 3 different countries in Europe flying over to the UK just to attend this event. Retreats are run by a great team, including my friend Misha, who I've interviewed on this channel actually in Chinese, and I'm also working with to provide some masterclasses to help Chinese learners improve the methods that they're using to learn Chinese. Misha kindly invited me to attend one of the retreats last year, which was a really awesome experience. I really enjoyed it. We stayed in a beautiful country farmhouse in the UK's countryside, which was amazing, and I got to completely immerse myself in Chinese the whole time. We all got involved in activities such as Chinese paper cutting, dumpling making, taiji quan, playing mahjong, going hiking, all of these events and these activities being carried out in Mandarin Chinese only. Overall, I really enjoyed it and would definitely recommend it. However, I would say my own personal suggestion is that this is probably more suitable and you'll get the most out of it if you're an intermediate learner or even an advanced learner, because speaking Mandarin for days on end can be quite tiring. And also, if you don't have that base vocabulary, it can be really difficult to stay engaged. However, the Mandarin Retreats team do cater for all ability levels. Mandarin Retreat are actually planning their annual summer camp for this summer. If you'd like to register your interest in the 2024 Mandarin Retreat summer camp, you can do so by clicking in the survey in the description down below, and you can let the team know for free which location, dates, and also activities would be your preferred options. So if you're interested, definitely check out the survey in the link below. I'll also put the link on here on the screen for you guys to have a look at. Secondly, I would recommend socializing in Chinese. Now, I did this even from a really low level. When my Chinese was pretty awful, I used to go to parties where I was the only British person there, everyone else was Chinese, and I'd speak my dodgy Chinese all night, and I had loads of fun and I'd learn loads of things. So it's definitely something I'd really recommend doing, and Chinese people are very accommodating of that. I know not everyone watching this channel is going to university and probably has those same opportunities to interact with lots of international students the same way that I do. So one of the ways that I'd actually recommend is having a look if there is a language exchange group in your local area and try and make some Chinese friends that way. And once you've done so, once you've started to get speaking to them, or you told them that you're interested in learning Mandarin, you want to practice, etc., you can try and find your common hobbies and then do them together in Mandarin. I remember I used to play loads of badminton and table tennis in Chinese because I had lots of friends that were interested in that, and I quite like racket sports myself. So try and find something that your newly made Chinese friends are also interested in and that you are too. Learn the vocabulary for that and then just immerse in Chinese and do that activity together, and I'm sure they won't mind at all. Final recommendation, or my final way you can really boost your immersion learning, is just to put more time in. And one of the best ways to do this, as I mentioned before, is switching your leisure time into time to practice Mandarin. So for example, if you already have a habit of watching a couple of Netflix episodes before you go to bed, try and change those to Chinese ones, like try and watch some Chinese TV series instead. Or if you like watching movies regularly, like watch a Chinese movie instead of an English movie or a movie in your mother tongue. Like me, if you quite like listening to podcasts, then definitely switch them all over to Chinese. Try and find the one that's suitable for your level. There are actually quite a lot of podcasts out there that are suitable for beginners, so definitely try and check those out. I'd recommend doing this slowly and making these changes gradually over time, and also I'd probably only really be aiming for lots and lots of immersion when you're in an intermediate level, so then you're able to understand enough of it to keep motivated and to not burn out. I get asked quite often what TV shows I would recommend for you to start out with. Now here I'm going to give 3 suggestions kind of in order, and you guys can check them out and see whether they work for you. By the way, I'm actually planning to kind of release a video that will go through my favourite Chinese TV shows with a bit of an introduction, all in Chinese with some English subtitles. So when that comes out, you guys can definitely check that out if you're interested. First one I'd recommend just for starting out is definitely 家有儿女. Now pretty much every comment I've had that asks me about this, I always recommend this one, as that's the one I started with, and it's set in like a Beijing small household. There's limited like kind of vocabulary because of that. It's just based around family life. Next one would be 爱情公寓. Now I personally didn't watch this a lot, but I have seen bits and pieces of it, and as far as I'm aware, and as my friends tell me, it's basically like a Chinese version of Friends, if you've ever watched Friends. So because of that, I think it would definitely be another good choice that would be relatively easy to understand from what I gather, and also pretty good for just picking up general conversational Chinese. Finally, another classic that I would recommend would be 三十而已. Now, I watched this fairly early on into my Chinese learning journey. I'm probably going to rewatch it again because I really enjoyed it at the time, and I want to see, like, I'll probably be able to understand it fully now as opposed to like 80% at the time. But an interesting storyline and also pretty suitable for Mandarin learners, I'd say. Okay guys, thank you so much for your time. Thanks so much for watching this video. That's it for today. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And if you've got any questions or anything, please leave a comment down below. Okay, take care everyone. Bye bye.